Hello again, Zach Sternberg with the PDQu Training Department. In our last session, we discussed one means to secure the door, known as the exit device. This time around, we'll gain an understanding of a more prevalent method, which are known as Locksets. These can come in many forms, such as Mortise locks, Cylindrical locks, Tubular locks, and Deadbolts, all of which we will discuss. The first type of lock we will discuss is the Mortise lock. A Mortise lock is one that requires a pocket, or a mortise, to be cut into the door where the lock body is installed. The cartridge Mortise lock takes a very specific door prep, which is not standard and must be done exactly as outlined in the lock template. Any deviation from this can result in a lock not functioning properly. Mortise lock sets come in a vast array of finishes, lever designs, and functions, and they are harder to force open when compared to traditional locks, as they're fitted into the door itself. This makes the amount of force required to break open the door much higher, even with the use of a tool like a crowbar. Also, since the body of the lock is within the door, they're harder to tamper with or pick. These locks are common in areas where heightened security is of utmost importance, or on doors that will need to withstand heavy use and abuse. However, because of expense and complex preps and install, the Mortise lock is overshadowed in use by our next topic of review, which is the Cylindrical lock. The Cylindrical lock, also known as the board lock, is the most common lock style in the world. It is called a board lock because it is installed into a 2 1/8 inch bore hole in the face of the door. These are the typical locks that you would find in most offices, businesses, and homes. The Cylindrical lock is a less expensive option than the Mortise lock and is much easier to install, hence their popularity. These locks are also offered in many finishes, lever styles, and functions. However, they're typically not offered in as many options as the Mortise lock, nor are they considered as secure. Another lock style similar to the Cylindrical lock is known as a Tubular lock. These also fit into the same door prep as the Cylindrical lock and have a similar appearance. However, they are generally a more contemporary, decorative trim, perfect for high-end residential and office work. They are not considered secure lock sets and often do not come in keyed functions because of this. There's a range of lever styles and finishes available, but they are generally limited in functions. Another type of lock set, which is used for unit entry doors in apartment or multifamily buildings, is called the interconnected lock. These are made by connecting a cylindrical lock with a deadlock, hence the name interconnected. They are used in situations where single motion egress is needed or required. That means that with one motion, the person on the inside of the door could turn the lever or knob and retract the latch bolt and the deadbolt simultaneously for immediate egress. This requirement is a code in some areas, like Canada, and in other parts of the world as well. Interconnected locks are more expensive than a separate cylindrical lock and deadbolt, and are also more complicated to install. So they are only used where single motion egress is absolutely needed. As I said, deadbolts are often used in addition to another lock or lever set, which may or may not be key operated, but which has a latch bolt operated by knobs or levers. The deadbolt is a type of lock that has a bolt that must be activated by a key or thumb turn. Deadbolts offer excellent resistance against forced entry and are more secure compared to regular locks with latches and spring bolts because it is not spring activated and cannot be opened with a common tool like a knife blade or credit card. Standard deadbolts also fit the same preps as cylindrical and tubular locks, so they're very easy to install. Another quick and easy way to add security is by the use of a padlock. A padlock is a portable lock that is typically used to secure objects or spaces that are not permanently fixed, such as gates, lockers, or storage units. Padlocks are usually made of metal and have a U-shaped shackle that is attached to the body and locking mechanism. Padlocks are typically opened by key, but could also employ a combination unlock method instead. These are generally considered less secure than lock sets, but their convenience and ease makes them an easy option in certain instances. Hopefully you have a better understanding of the most common types of lock sets offered in the market. This is by no means a fully exhaustive list, but this will give you some knowledge of the frequently used methods of securing the door. Thank you.